Hi everyone, my name is Rhonda Starling. I'm an author. I have written 4 books. I also own my own publishing company, and I help inspiring writers who desire to write a book become author, teach them ways on how they can leverage their book as well as become their own author, become their own boss. So today I just wanted to share, I have started this whole series about who wants to be an author, and basically this came from my book where I have gotten so many people to ask me like what tools or resources that I have used to write my book, because sometimes people have a desire to write a book and they may have already have written the whole book, but they just feel like they needed help on how to get the book out there, how can they publish it, and different things like that. So I wanted to talk about today how you can self-publish your book for less than $100. Believe it or not, all my books were less than $100 that I have self-published on Amazon, and I just wanted to share with you because, again, like I always say, it's not hard to publish a book. It's just being able to have the right resources and tools that you use to get started. So today, this is coming from my book, Who Wants to Be an Author, the Little Black Book. I wanted to make it simple for the readers to read and understand so that you can be able to put these tools to practice. So the first tip that I have, cover designs. So there are so many ways now. I have a little background with graphics design, and I know how to design a little bit. I have Photoshop on my computer. You can also use Publisher on your computer. I have seen some people use Microsoft Word. Now, if you have like a little, you know how to use Photoshop or any Microsoft Word or Publisher, and you know a little about graphics, I would say do your book cover yourself. Maybe kind of look at different covers of different books that you like and kind of get an idea of what you want your cover to look like. What colors do you want? Remember, you want a cover design that are going to draw readers in. You want something that relates to your message and something that's going to grab the reader's attention. So I can't find my very first book that I've written, and I don't know where it's at, but I'm going to show you my second book. So this book here, A Single Woman's Guide to Being Happy and Whole. This was a book that I have created the design myself. This was a photo shoot I had done, and I found this picture online, and what I did was I kind of cropped it out and made it small so that way I can put the word bittersweet up. This was the background of the photo shoot where I was at. I don't know if you can see it. And I used my background picture in the back. I made it simple. I had the flowers on there. I wanted the flowers, it had daisies as well as some apples. And I just wanted to have the whole message bittersweet. You get the good and the best parts of me, because I was sharing my story. So I wanted to share some of the good times that I had as well as some of the bad times. So this was the whole presentation of bittersweet. I had the apples because the apples, again, represented bittersweet. Here's another one. I saw these little hands on Google, and I got the whole message, who wants to be a millionaire? Everybody wants to be a millionaire, right? So the whole message, okay, who wants to be a millionaire? I know everyone's seen that TV show. People try so hard to answer the questions because they want to win that money. So my whole thing was, who wants to be an author? Like, how bad do you want it? So my idea was to find hands. The hands represent different race, different people of all ages who desire to write books. So you're raising your hand like I do. I want to write a book. So this book was a way for those who desire to write that book to teach them ways on how they can become an author. So this is my cover that I've used. And then now this one, you guys, I did get a graphics designer to do my cover, but what I have done now, this is my latest book, Bitter to Sweet. This is me, of course. So if you notice from this book here, as well as for this, I have the same pictures. So this is the book like almost like 2016, and this is 2022. two different ones. So what I did was I kind of wanted to rebrand and create that look again by using the same dress that I had, but kind of making it different because it's still the same series about bitter to sweet. So what I did was, and I do say if you want to hire someone to create your book cover design, make sure you have the colors, the fonts, and have your message on how you want to describe to them, like how you want your book to look, like what exactly you want in your book. Because you don't want someone, you go to someone and they're asking you, okay, so how do you want your book to look? And you just don't have a feel or understanding of what, because again, you want your book to pretty much kind of like represent the message that you're putting out. So of course, bitter to sweet, a single woman's guide to becoming whole so that you can attract better. I wanted to make it, of course, because it's for women, I have it pink. I also too have little pearls because of the message that I put in there, which is also kind of giving a little vibe for my next upcoming book that I will be talking about. And this font, bitter to sweet, just wanted to make it different to kind of match up the words that I have on there. So again, when you are getting someone to getting someone to do your cover design, make sure you just have an idea and write down exactly how you want your cover to look. You can also provide examples of other book covers and show them, okay, this is what I want. So I had found a picture online, and what the graphics designer, he was able to do to kind of change things up a little bit. And also too, I will say, be mindful, if you're finding pictures on Google, make sure that they do not have copyrights or any watermarks or anything like that, because you don't want to be sued or anyone come back and say that's my work. So make sure if you find something online, it does not have anything like that on there. So that was a simple way that I used to create my cover designs. So another thing, and also too, I forgot to mention, when you want a cover design and you want to pay someone to do it, I use the app called Fiverr, which I will put down below in the link. And there are so many graphics designers on there who offer graphics work. Make sure when you're looking for a graphics designer that they are able to create the cover that the book that you're trying to put out, because there are some people who create graphics design covers for a certain type of book. And you want to make sure that you're getting someone who will understand what you're trying to put out and understand your message. But you also too want to make sure you're very clear and provide a lot of details on how you want your book to look. And there are some people who have reasonable prices on there. And they also too give you like revisions. Like if you get the book and you see it and you see something that you may want to go back, make sure you get one that also offer revisions like unlimited or maybe 3 or 5. So that way, if you see something and you get it and you want to make changes to it, they can do it. Or else if you have to have them to make changes, it may be additional fee. Also too, you want to make sure you get someone who offer the vectors. So like, let's say like if you want to have a t-shirt design with your book, you want to make sure that they're able to give you the vectors so that way you can use that as to put that on your book. So Fiverr is what I used for this book to be able to create my cover design. And also to make sure you're picking someone who have great reviews. I'm a little iffy when I see someone who may got like 1 or 2 reviews, because you're like taking a chance. Now, when I say they have like 50 or 100, they have like a 4-star or 5, and I'm reading through the reviews and I'm looking at their work, because I want to make sure that I'm not just spending my money, giving my money to somebody and they're going to give me crappy work. So you want to make sure you find someone who have great reviews, you see their work, and they have a vision of something that you're trying to put out, and you work with them, ask all the questions that you need, because there's some great designers on there for anyone that wants to go on that route. So another thing, let's say like, okay, for those who have written their book and you need editing services. So there's different forms of editing, but let's say if you cannot afford to hire someone to edit your book. These are things before I have gotten an editor to edit my book. So these 2 books, Who Wants to Be an Author, Bittersweet, I have written these myself, and I did the the editing work myself. But this one, I actually hired someone to edit the work. It was small. It took about a good 3 weeks, I would say. So there's an app called Upwork, and I will drop it down below. Upwork also to offer graphics design and different types of things, website design. But I went on there to find someone with an editor who can edit my work. So what you do is, it's almost like you're creating a job. And what you're going to do on there, and again, I always say provide as much detail, put a time limit when you need it done. So you'll put on there, I need my book edited. I need a book editor ASAP. That's what I did, to let them know as soon as possible. And I let them know, hey, this is a job. I need this done by this date. This is 200 pages. You can tell them I need you to format my book. I need graphics. No, not graphics. I need a grammar and error, check for grammar and error. It could be for line editing. You have to be very detailed to tell them what you're looking for, because you want to make sure you're hiring the right people who fit the job, who can do exactly what you're asking for. So when they say, hey, I need you to do my table of contents. I need you to do just whatever you need done in your book, like what type of editing. And you basically go in there, you put it, and some people may see the job and they may pretty much apply for it and say they may. So when I first got on Upwork, I'm just going to tell you my experience. And I put the job up, hey, I need a book editor ASAP, and I need it at this time. So I have had people reach out and say, hey, I would love to be your editor and edit your book. This is my experience. I went on there. So one of the things when it comes to, and I had got this tip from someone who recommended me to Upwork. When it comes to editing, now there are people around the world, different countries who are on there. When it comes to editing, find someone in the US. And the reason why I suggest that, because you want to make sure they can understand, like, let's say if you're using slang, something that someone in a different country may not know what you're referring to. You want to make sure that they're reachable and they can quite understand what you put in your book. One of my things too, so I write Christian novels. I write things from the Bible, and let me be honest, in my book, if you read my book, I do not, when it comes to referencing, when I be like the devil, I do not put his names in caps at all. It's lowercase d, because God is greater and he gets the big G. So in my description on looking for an editor, I was like, I write Christian novels, and I want you to know when you're editing my book, not to put the devil's name in a capital D, lowercase d. And I found a Christian lady, and she was like, I agree, I will not put that as caps. She explained to me the different things that she does and what she offers. I was able to look at her reviews and make sure when you are finding an editor on Upwork that they at least have 85 and up when it comes with the percentage. Do not get someone less than 80, because again, that's reviews that people have given them. And again, you want to make sure you're getting someone who have done quality work. You want to see what other people are saying about their work, and you want to make sure that they're able to do the job that you're asking for. And once you see like, okay, they fit what you're trying, your description and what you want to do, then you hire them. And what you do is what I like about Upwork, they also allow you to let the person check in. So it's almost like a job. So whatever work they does for the day, it's a time sheet that calculate the time and the hours that they have worked for the day, and they send it to you. And how they get paid weekly. So you attach like your PayPal or your credit card, and it'll charge you. But each editor have their own prices, so you want to make sure if you want to go that route, you find someone who will fit your budget. But that's just a simple way. But before I have went for this book to find an editor, I had used different tips, because at the time I couldn't afford an editor, so I did the editing myself. So 2 things that I used that were very helpful when I published my first 3 books. The first one was the Ginger app. So the Ginger app You can purchase it if you have an Android as well as an iPhone. The Android, it was free, but when I switched over to the iPhone, it was like $3.99, but it was still a good investment. So basically with the Gendra app, let's say like you write a paragraph, you can copy and paste that paragraph and put it in the Gendra app, and it will pretty much check for any grammar or any errors that you may have put in there, and then it will show you this is the best way on how you can say that. So it was very helpful for me when I was editing my work. Another good resource is Prowritingaid, and I will also link that down below. And it's also a way to where you can copy and paste your work. What I did was I did it paragraph by paragraph, because if you try to put your whole book, it'll be all over the place. And what I did was I went on there, checked for grammar, and that was very helpful for me to go on there and edit my books, and it was very helpful. So my next tip is Groupon. So I love me some Groupon. Groupon, you can find great deals. So when it came for my book cover, I did a photo shoot, and I used Groupon deals. So Groupon sometimes have little savings where you can go on, you can put the little code in, you can get savings. So one of the savings that they had, like 20% off for JCPenney's. So JCPenney's, I went and booked a photo shoot for JCPenney's, which I love. And if you decide to go down that route, JCPenney give you copyrights to your photos, the ones that you purchase. So at the time, I couldn't afford to get someone to take my pictures, and what I did was I went to JCPenney's, and one thing that I love about JCPenney, they allow you to do your own background. Like you pick your background. If you want to bring some stuff to put in your pictures, you can do that. So with this book, of course, I wanted apples in the book. So I had went to Walmart. I had purchased this basket as well as this little frame here. And I wanted something like with a motivational word. I don't know if you see this, but it says believe in yourself. And I got the apples, and I purchased the little roses, and I brought it with me to my photo shoot. They are very open to bringing, you can bring whatever you want to your photo shoot, and they will work with you as far as like putting what colors to recommend or what you want to use. And they also have things that you can use to put in your photo shoot. You can also, and you don't have to go to Walmart to purchase anything. You can use things around your house that you can put in the background for your pictures that'll represent something that you're putting to represent your title of the message for your book cover. So those are some of the things that I use. So I used Groupon to purchase the deal for JCPenney's, and that's how I was able to do my photo shoot for my books. And I did that for these 2 books. And they came out fine. So look in your closet. So I remember I was telling this lady, when I wanted to do my second book, I was like, I gotta buy an outfit. And she was like, why do you need to go buy an outfit? Why not go in your closet? And I was like, okay, that's a great idea. So if you're one of those people who always shopping and buying stuff, and you got stuff in your closet that you have yet put on, my suggestion for you is to look in your closet, look in the back of the closet, matter of fact, and pick out something that you have yet put on, that you purchased, and you can use it as your outfit that you're going to use to take your photos. Shoes that you have yet put on. I had a long dress, so I had some sandals. You couldn't even really see my feet that I used because this dress was very long that I had in this photo shoot. So I had a dress that I had found at the store, and believe it or not, it was only $7. I was like, when I purchased it, I'm going to use this dress. I'm going to go somewhere with it, but I didn't have an idea where I was going to go with it. But it came in handy because that's what the dress that I had on for my photo shoot. And it worked out. I used accessories that I had at home. I didn't go out and buy anything. So that was a savings for me. Another tip too, I did my own makeup. So if you want to go out and get someone to do your makeup, now these are things, now don't get me wrong, I'm talking to people who know, who's creative, who know how to do some of these things. So you won't have to go out and hire people. Not saying that you don't have to, but I'm just saying to make it budget friendly. I did my own makeup for all of my books that I have did photo shoots for. I looked on YouTube. I looked at different makeup tutorials and I'm like, okay, I like that. I'm going to use this color. And that's what I use for my photo shoot. I have tons of makeup, eyeshadows at home that I use to, of course, do my eyeshadow. Now, let's say if you don't have eyeshadow, you can go to Dollar Tree and purchase some little makeup. It don't have to be much. You can also have Walmart for foundation. It don't have to be too much. You don't have to go to the extreme with your face and doing your makeup. Make it really easy and simple. I did my hair as well. I had a wig that I put on. It was an old wig that I had, and I just fixed it up, curled it up, made it look nice, and I did everything myself. So I did my hair, I did my makeup, and that's what I use. And of course, I talked about things that I use for my home, but these are just some simple things that I use to publish my book for less than $100. So I hope I explained this in a way that you can understand that you can do it for cheap. It does not have to be much, and you can get your book started. You don't have to be stuck trying to figure out, well, what can I do? These are just some very helpful tips that you can put in practice. So I hope that this helps someone. Please make sure you like and subscribe to the channel as I share more tips and ways on who wants to be an author and help you get that book published. If you have any questions, make sure you drop it down below in the comments. And I hope you guys have a great day. Thank you for watching.